And when Rachel saw that she had bear Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister and said unto Jacob, give me children or else I die. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel, and he said, am I in God's stead, who had withheld from thee the fruit of the womb? And she said, behold, my maid Bilhah, go in unto, and she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her. And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to wife, and Jacob went in unto her. And Bilhah conceived and bare a son, bare Jacob a son. And Rachel said, God had judged me, and had also heard my voice, and had given me a son. Therefore called she his name Dan. And Bilhah Rachel conceived again, and bare Jacob a second son. And Rachel said, with great wrestling have I wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed. And she called his name Naphtali. Then when Leah saw that she had left bearing, she took Zilpah, her maid, and gave Jacob to wife. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a son. And Leah said, a troop cometh, and he called his name Gad. And Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, bore Jacob a second son. And Leah said, happy am I, for the daughters will call me blessed. And she called his name Asher. And Reuben went in the days of wheat harvest, and found mandrake in the field, and brought them unto his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, give me, I pray thee, of thy son mandrake. And she said unto her, is it a small matter that thou hast taken my husband, and wouldn't thou take away my son mandrake too? And Rachel said, therefore it shall lie with thee tonight for thy son mandrake. And Jacob came out of the field in the evening, and Leah went out to meet, and said, thou must come in unto me, for surely I have hired thee with my son mandrake. And he lay with her that night. And God hearkened unto Leah, and she conceived and bare Jacob the fifth son. And Leah said, God had given me my hire, because I have given my maiden to my husband. And she called his name Ishaka. And Leah conceived again, and bare Jacob the sixth son. And Leah said, God had endued me with a good dowry, because I have now will my husband dwell with me, because I have borne him 6 sons. And she called his name Zebulun. And afterwards she bare a daughter, and called her name Dinah. And God remembered Rachel, and God hearkened to her, and opened her womb. And she conceived and bare a son, and said, God had taken away my reproach. And she called his name Joseph, and said, the Lord shall add to me another son. And it came to pass, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said unto Laban, send me away, that I may go unto my own place, and to my country. Give me my wives and my children, for whom I have served thee, and let me go, for thou knowest my service which I have done thee. And Laban said unto him, I pray thee, if I have found favor in thy sight, for I have learned by experience that the Lord hath blessed me for thy sake. And he said, appoint me thy wages, and I will give it. And he said unto him, thou knowest how I have served thee, how thy cattle was with me, for it was little which thou hadn't before I came, and it is now increased into a multitude. And the Lord hath blessed thee since my coming. Now when I shall provide for my own house also. And he said, what shall I give thee? And Jacob said, thou shalt not give me anything. If thou do this thing for me, I will again feed and keep thy flock. I will pass through all the flocks today, removing from thence all the sprinkled and spotted cattle, and all the brown cattle among the sheep, and the spotted and sprinkled among the goats, and of such shall be my hire. So shall my righteousness answer for me in time to come. And when it shall come for my hire before thy face, each every one that is not sprinkled and spotted among the goats and brown among the sheep, that shall be counted stolen with me. And Laban said, behold, I would it might be according to thy word. And he removed that day the goats that were streaked and spotted, and all the she goats that were sprinkled and spotted, and every one that had some white in it, and all the brown among the sheep, and gave them into the hand of his sons. And he sat 3 days journey between himself and Jacob. And Jacob fed the rest of Laban's flocks. And Jacob took him rods of green poplar, and of the houses and chestnuts, and peeled white steak in them, and made white appear, which was in road. And he set the road which he had peeled before the flocks in the gutter, in the watering troughs, which the flocks came to drink, that they should conceive when they came to drink. And the flocks conceived before the roads, and brought forth cattle sprinkled and spotted. And Jacob did separate the lamb, and set the faces of flocks towards the streak, and all the browns in the flocks of Laban. And he put his own flocks by themselves, and put them not unto Laban cattle. And it came to pass, whosoever the stronger cattle did conceive, that Jacob played the road before the eyes of the cattle in the gutter, that they might conceive among the roads. But when the cattle were feeble, he put them not in. So the feebler were Laban, and the stronger Jacob.